See, I got these two controllers and I wish it was just one, a combination of both that I can use on my Nintendo Switch, and more specifically, using the Nintendo 64 app on the Switch. What can I do? What can I do? Oh, let me try something. Abracadabra. I did it! The Brawler64. Let's unbox. Let's go into the unboxing for the Brawler64. Now these, as you can see, is the NSO edition. So this is gonna work on the Switch and on PC, so Switch Online and PC. This more specifically is gonna work on the Nintendo 64 app for the Switch. Now, before I get into the unboxing of these controllers right here, I wanna give a shout out to Retro Fighters for sending over these controllers for an unboxing. And I reached out to them, see if they would send over, and they agreed. But rest assured, they didn't give me any parameters for the video. They just said I need to create an unboxing video. So shout out to Retro Fighters for sending out these controllers for an unboxing. I'm gonna go ahead and unbox one of these bad boys, but let's go ahead and start with the gray one here. So let's take a look at the box. Let me get this one out of the way so I can focus. So let's take a look at the box. Again, it says for Switch, Switch Online, and PC, Brawler64. That's the name of it. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the features here on the back. And we do have next generation N64 controller, Bluetooth wireless connectivity or technology, sorry about that, compatible with the Switch and the PC. And I'm guessing if it's Bluetooth, so anything that kind of uses Bluetooth, you can pair it as well. But this is what it's officially marketing, the Switch and PC, specifically made for NSO, so Nintendo Switch Online. So you'll be able to use this as a Nintendo 64 controller for the N64 app on the Switch. And it does register as a N64 controller on the Switch, which is really cool. All right, feature swapping feature, swap between NSO button layout and Pro layout. So it will register as a N64 controller or a Pro controller. It will register, it does have a button to switch between both of those right there. So as I can get this to focus, responsive analog stick. I have been using this controller already, and I can say that it is responsive analog stick, and wireless range up to 30 feet. Didn't test that, but let's go ahead and unbox now. Quick disclaimer, I have already been using this one and this one, so I'll be able to give you my opinion on the controller. But let's go ahead and unbox these bad boys. So you do get a box in a box, and you do get a couple of things that come in the actual box itself. So here's a little instruction manual or quick start guide. You do get this paper here that tells you to charge for a minimum of 2 hours before using for the first time. Both the controllers, I charged them for about that time. So we do get the quick start guide here. Now, if you want to go ahead and pause the screen there, you'll see that you do have the button layout right there. It tells you how to pair the controller to a PC or a Switch and how to power it off. X input and D input, I'm not sure what that is, but they do have the option to that. And gamepad reset. The LED indicators. So this controller does have 4 LEDs, so depending on which one's lit up, that's the player that you are. Some FAQs here, which is pretty cool. Customer service, they're pretty responsive, so that's pretty cool. A notes section to write down some notes. Their social media and the front. So I will be pairing it up, but I'll let you know. Here's the charging cable. I tried my best to put it back, but it is a USB type C connection, which is pretty cool. And here is the controller itself. And we do get the gray version. Now, when I had the N64 as a kid, I did have the gray option. So this one is taking me back right here. Super retro. Let's take a look at the controller. But let me unbox this one right here, which I personally think it's a little bit visually appealing more than the gray. And they do have an all white one as well. That one to me is the best looking one. So let's go ahead. We've already seen a lot of this already, but I can go ahead and unbox it again. We take this out. We get rid of that. I'm just gonna throw it to the side. Same manual, and as you can tell, they have the different manuals for the different color controllers, so that's pretty cool. They don't just have one manual or quick start guide, they have the different ones. So I'm assuming the white one, maybe it's white as well. Same button layout. They do have the charge the controller for a minimum of 2 hours. And again, this is the charging cable. And as you can see, which is a pretty cool little feature, if I can get this to focus, Retro Fighters branded USB type C to A charging cable. So that's pretty cool. That way you don't lose them, or you know which one it goes to what and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of that. And let's go ahead and unbox it. Look at that. Look at this one. This one right here is personally my favorite out of the two that I have, but this one's pretty cool. So let's take a look around the controller for the different buttons. And I did purchase this off-brand one on eBay for about 11 bucks just to compare the buttons. But as you can see right there, you can see that the buttons are pretty one-to-one sort of in the layout. The joystick, obviously, for the Nintendo 64 officials down here. For this one's gonna be up here, and to me it's just made of a better quality. The joystick for this one right here is kind of has a reputation for breaking easily and stuff like that. So this one's gonna do a lot better in the durability department, in my opinion. You do have the two triggers on the top, and then the Z button that is located back here is gonna be these two. Now on NSO, this is gonna be the suspend, where you can create and load save states, and this one's gonna act like the Z button on the back of the controller. So if you prefer this layout, the official Nintendo 64 controller from Nintendo is gonna be the way to go, but it's always sold out, and scalpers are charging pretty much double for the controller. So this one right here is about $45 on the Retro Fighters website, and it gets the job done. It's wireless. It registers as a Nintendo 64 controller when you're playing on the Switch N64 app. So it pretty much does everything that does for a cheaper price, and you can get it right now. They got them in stock. So let's go ahead and take a look at the controller. You do have the A and B button, the start button here, the D-pad, the joystick, which is very reminiscent of a GameCube controller, but that's good in my opinion. The A, B, start, and the C buttons, down, up, left, right. And then up here, you have the home button. Start button doubles as the plus. Here's the minus button right here. And this controller, you can actually set the rumble intensity. So while you're in a game or while you have the controller on, if you hold down the plus button and go up on the D-pad, it'll bring the rumble higher. And if you hold the minus button and press down on the D-pad, it'll bring the rumble lower. So that's pretty cool right there. Again, you have the R and L, Z, and then up here you have the capture button, and the button to switch between Nintendo 64 controller and Pro controller. And you do have the charging port there that's kind of recessed a little bit. I'm not sure why they made that choice, but you know, it is what it is. Looking in the back of the controller, Retro Fighters BRAWLER64, and you do have a pair button down here. The way you pair the controller is, I believe you have to go into the Nintendo Switch and turn off Pro communication. Actually, let's take a look at how you pair it with this little manual here. My camera does not want to focus. How to pair. Make sure that Pro wired communication is turned off in the system settings. So you gotta make sure that that is turned off. And then once you do that, you press the button down back here and it'll automatically pair to the Nintendo Switch. So those are the two controllers right there. and I mean, they look fantastic. It's a pro controller style layout now. You don't have the old N64 layout. As far as I think this pro controller is one of the most comfortable controllers out there, and it has a nice little weight to it. This one does not have a weight to it. It's actually lighter than the pro controller. Some of you might like that. I actually prefer my controllers to be a little bit on the heavy side. Just gives it more of a durable feeling controller, but this is not like super light either. And it is super comfortable to hold in the hand this way. I mean, it's night and day from this one. You know, it's and some people like this controller, some people hate this controller. I'm sort of in the middle when it comes to this controller right here, but I do not like this thumbstick at all. And this one is miles better. So this one's super comfortable, and yeah, I mean, it's a good controller. Really good controller. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pair it up to my Switch and start playing a few of the games on the Nintendo 64 just to test out and to show you guys how it handles and what it looks like. Let's get into that right now. All right, guys, and I went ahead and paired it, and as you can see right there on the LED light, it is 1 out of 4, and if you connect the second controller, you'll go ahead and see that it will connect. It will show 2 out of 4 when it connects in a second. There you go. So you see 2 out of 4. So this is the second player there, and this is going to be the first player right here. So I just want to go ahead and show you guys how to connect it. So you go into the controller layout, change grip order, and once you press the button, you'll see that it will connect as an N64 controller, I believe. Yep, you see right there as an N64 controller. And if you want to switch it to Pro controller, you press the button again and it'll start searching. And once it pairs, it will connect as a Pro controller. So what we want right now, this way you'll be able to use it for other games on the Switch. What we want right now is the N64 controller. There you go, connected. All right, so let's go ahead and back out. And we want to go ahead and start the N64. So let's just take a look at how it controls on Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Let me go ahead and load something that I have here. What did I save? I can't see, it's pretty far away. Let's see this one. All right, so the reason I wanted to use this controller in the first place for N64 games is that I was using the Pro controller before, and on the Pro controller, as you can 100% use a Pro controller for the N64, it doesn't have the dedicated buttons, the C buttons. So the way that you're able to do that is by using the right thumbstick. You can go left and right, up and down for the C buttons, but it's not as accurate as actually having the buttons. Or you can hold down this back trigger and then use one of these as the C buttons. I was starting to get used to that a little bit, but I just prefer just to have the button layout for the N64, as all of these games will refer to these buttons and you can just reference them a little bit easier. But let's take a look here. As you can see, I'm trying to look off camera. That's not going to focus. I apologize if it doesn't focus on the actual Switch itself, but this is the best I can do. I don't have a capture card, so it's the best I can do here. So there you go. Let's just test out the A button. And how about the dedicated buttons for the items? So let's go ahead and press that, and we can teleport over there. Check that out. So having the actual buttons is so much easier and better. to playing these N64 games, in my opinion. So let's go into game selection and let's go ahead and test out Mario Kart. Now I can attest these games work 100% with this controller. This controller actually, I don't know if you can see on the top left corner there, it registers as a N64 controller up there. So that's actually pretty cool. I don't know how Retro Fighters was able to do that, but it's pretty cool. Press start button, okay. One player, let's do 100. I'll do one race so you guys can check it out. Always with my boy Yoshi. It's not the fastest, but I just got used to it. All right. Let's see if I can remember. There you go. And you see that left and right, I can control. Got him. Don't mess with me. I don't know who that was. Was that Bowser? Don't mess with me, man. Wow, looking off camera, it's actually not ideal, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Let's steal some items. Oh, there's the bounce. Oh, I should have kept that last one, right? Come on, come on, come on. Oh, that was bad. What am I doing? What am I doing? Give me another item. Come on, come on, come on. These are all mine. No, what am I doing? Ah, of course, I slipped on mine. What am I on, lap 2 to 3? Come on, one more lap. Come on, we got this, second place. They ain't gonna get me with that trap. Come on. No, no, I thought it was a banana peel. Didn't even see that I had that item. No. All right, well, I got second place, but you guys were able to see there that I'm not that great at Mario Kart 64, but that it works, buttons work, everything like that. Let's go ahead and check Star Fox 64. And what I really want to see here is the rumble. This, like I mentioned before, this does have good rumble. Let me see if I can load. Nope. So I really want to show you guys the rumble feature on this controller. It is great.
I'll do my best.
All right, let's get it. I need to actually play and beat this game. I never was able to beat it as a kiddo. Let me get that. Yeah, you're welcome. Here's how you do the barrel roll.
We're entering for an area of duty now. Everybody stay alert.
And I hope you guys can see it fine on the camera. I was just looking off there to see if you can see it. Ah!
You got an enemy on your tail. Use the brakes.
Which one's the brakes? Oh, there you go.
I'll take this one. Get the one behind you.
Ooh, which one's the one behind you?
Something's wrong with the unit. Use the boost container. I could use some help here, Fox. Oh man, I'm gonna have to back off.
So I can attest that the rumble feature is working. Ah, that's pretty bad. So that the rumble feature is working, and it works pretty well as well. So if you're into the rumble thing, then this is going to be the controller for you. So all right guys, and lastly, I wanted to show you guys that this controller can be used by other games other than Nintendo 64 on the emulator or the N64 app on NSO. So what better way than to play Super Mario 64 on the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection. So this is a Switch game. They ported over 3 games. So that's Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and I believe that's Super Mario Galaxy over to the Switch. And let's go ahead and dive into Super Mario 64. Hopefully it stays focused on the actual Switch. And as I said that, it switched over to the controller. So press plus button, that is that one. And I just want to show you guys some of the button layouts. I'm probably gonna hide this a little bit down here so that it doesn't lose focus, but here we go. Here we go. And it switched over again. So doing that, jump, and the Z button back there, show you the camera, zooming out, zooming in. Let's go ahead and do one of the first worlds here. Seems to lose focus when I switch. You see, I'm only missing star 5 there, but I beat the game already, just haven't got all the stars. So. Yep, so controller is 100% working, and it's actually a pretty pleasant experience, if I do say so myself. Be able to use the N64 layout to play some of these classic games. Ah! That was a close one. Nope, I fell down. You know how to do the dive, and the B button works as well. He's trying to get me. He's trying to get me. %, works. Start button. It's the camera button. does nothing, does that, and suspends. So the right trigger suspends, and you continue. So there we have Super Mario 64 on the 3D All-Stars. Alright guys, and as you were able to see, this controller, or these controllers, there is a white one, that's the third NSO edition, but these controllers right here are an excellent option if you plan to use the N64 app on NSO. These right here are going to be able to work with the Switch, pair easily. They register as an N64 controller, so you get all the bells and whistles and the perks like the sound when you start up games and stuff like that. I don't know if you were able to hear when I switch games, but you do get that functionality, and the Switch does recognize it as an N64 controller, or you can switch to the Pro controller as well and use these controllers for other Switch games. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is an excellent option, seeing as that Nintendo's own controller is always sold out and you have to have the online subscription to buy it, and scalpers are charging an arm and a leg for it. So this one right here is an excellent choice. I actually might be able to prefer these over the actual Nintendo one, but that's just my personal preference. These feel amazing in the hand. It's just super comfortable. So shout out to Retro Fighters for sending out this controller for a review. I appreciate you guys. I may or may not be planning a GameCube controller video next, so stay on the lookout for that. But if you are looking to pick one of these controllers, or two, or you can even buy 4 of these if you plan to have N64 gaming nights with friends and stuff like that, pair them all up. Everyone's using, you know, wireless technology, and you guys can have game nights, or retro game nights using the N64 NSO app. So if you are looking to pick these controllers up, I'm going to go ahead and link my Amazon affiliate link in the description, as well as I will be linking up the Retro Fighters website in the description as well. If you use the Amazon link, I'll get a couple of percentage towards me, help my channel out that way. But if you want to go through Retro Fighters personally, that's okay too. So with that being said, these controllers are amazing. So if you're a fan of the NSO app on the Switch, I would say pick one of these controllers up. All right, guys, this has been an unboxing and a little bit of gameplay using these controllers, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, help me out with a like and sub if you're not already subscribed, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace. Yeah.